And we'll double check on YouTube really quick anyway. Hashtag intensity. I had another good run in Returnal today, and I fudged it.
You did?
I had another good run in Returnal today, and I fudged it. Okay, you sound good. We sound good. Yeah, man. I'm in the third biome, and I keep. I had a good run. I had the frickin'. I had the spaceman artifact. I had like 150% extra health. Like I
Oh
was
my goodness.
set, and I just blew. I just choked before I got to the. I know once I get to the boss, I bet I can kill. But third biome actually is. I'm getting really close every time, but I'm loving that game. But yo, what it do? GG Nation, GG Legion. It's your fellow again, Straussman, the GG. Happy Memorial Day. Shout out to all the troops and all the veterans for their service. I know that's very taboo in this day and age, but hey, here at GG and Friends, we love the veterans and troops, and we don't forget the fallen here. But welcome to episode 400 billion 65 divided by 3. Actually, episode 58, pre-E3 Madness. Lou is here with me, and we're going to talk. Man, there was a lot of game announcements. A lot of game announcements last week. We're going to have our E3 show either this week or the beginning of next week, right before E3. We're going to have our prediction show. Lou's going to join me. We're not going to talk about every single presenter there, but we're going to talk about, obviously, the big ones that we want to talk about, and then I might sneak in a couple. But today, pre-E3 Madness, how you doing, Lou? How was your Memorial Day weekend?
Good, good. I ate a lot, so
Me too.
uh yep. So uh interested to know how the audience spent their weekend this weekend.
Yeah,
So
well,
I guess just drop it down in the comment section.
probably mostly
So
hungover. Probably most of our audience. They tend to probably have a good time and get hammered to us, and I don't blame them. We are a good time. We're a good time here in
hmm
GG Friends. But let's start out with some JRPG news. We're gonna start out with Dragon Quest. Well, if you guys don't know, Dragon Quest 35th anniversary this year. They had a big live stream. I didn't fully watch the live stream. I just watched the highlights and the announcement trailers. But they announced like two big games: Dragon Quest 12, which is the newer version of a newer game. New game announced. Dragon Quest is very much like Final Fantasy and many other JRPGs, Persona, Tales of, where it doesn't matter the number. It's a new, different set of characters. Yada yada yada. You guys know if you are a JRPG fan. But we got Dragon Quest 12, Flames of Fate, and they also announced Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. I try to make sure I looked over to my notepad here, make sure I wrote that down right because it is a interesting name. But very exciting news for JRPG fans. There was something about Dragon Quest X that they possibly are bringing that over, but I didn't see too much about that. That was the two big announcements from Dragon Quest. And if you guys if you ever hung out in our PlayStation parties every day, I've been predicting Dragon Quest 11 as the free plus game for like 7.5 months now, and it hasn't happened because I really want to play it. I did play the 10-hour demo on the Switch, and it's awesome, especially if you are a fan of old school turn-based JRPGs like myself, which is not that many around anymore. And the art style is is the Akira Toriyama. It's the guy that does Dragon Ball, so that's why they look like Trunks and Goku and all those characters there. But Lou, you're starting to get into JRPGs a little bit. I mean, you are hitting the mainstream ones like Final Fantasy and Persona. But what do you think? There's not much to go off. I do have some information of Dragon Quest 12, but any excitement at all? Like this is kind of out of nowhere. It feels like for a lot of people.
I'm excited for the remake. As you well know, I'm a big fan of remakes. Remakes and remasters. Don't let the good games go away. So I think that game was was made what, 1988, right? The remake that they're doing, if
Yes,
I
it
remember
was. Yes,
correctly.
3 was in 1988 for, I think, NES. NES.
Yes. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the new one for the fans. Obviously, I haven't played them, so I can't comment too much on
That's all right. You still got
something that I'm
July,
not.
Lou. Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah.
Book it now. Plus PS Plus.
Yeah. Well, if we get that, then I'm definitely gonna play that. But
Yeah.
you've been calling that out for I don't even know how long now.
Maybe a little too long. I gotta be right one
E-
damn time.
every month you say, I think it's gonna be this, and doesn't end up being that. So
Hey, okay. The GG can't. Okay, the GG misses his shot every once in a while, like Kobe. Okay, I can't hit the J all the time. Okay.
I respect that. I respect that.
But it's called Flames of Fate. It's supposedly using Unreal Engine 5, which is the new one, which we don't know. I can't. I'm trying to think how many games really use Unreal Engine 4, right? Like a lot of games were still using Unreal Engine 3 on PS4, so very good sign on using Unreal Engine 5. I know the Persona team is also looking to use Unreal. The Final Fantasy team is using Unreal as well, which is why these games are coming out a lot quicker because it's a lot easier instead of making your own proprietary engine. And that was the biggest problem with the earlier mid 2000 Square Enix days, where they would have to make 3 or 4 games on the same Final Fantasy engine that was very old, and
Yeah.
it showed a lot. So that Japanese developers going to Unreal is a good sign. But Unreal Engine 5, there was a tech demo about it, but it's supposed to be a darker, mature game. Possibly more action combat. I don't know because there was a new Legend of Heroes game announced. That is actually another turn-based JRPG. If you really like Persona and romance options, play the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 1 through 4 on PS4. They're all on PS4. Very good, excellent, great JRPGs. I want to get my hands. I have the first one on PS3, but they remastered 1 and 2 on PS4, and then 3 and 4 came on PS4 as well. I was gonna pick that up for my birthday gifts, but I ended up getting Fairy Tail instead. I ended up taking that route because they didn't have a physical copy of Fairy Tail anymore. But also choices. They say this a lot. Like we hear this all the time, don't we, Lou? With multiple RPG genre games, choices might change outcome. That's yet to be determined or
Yes.
seen, but we hear that all the time. They did specifically say that for this game, though. I know there's not very many JRPGs that will lock you out of like certain different endings. It's pretty much Persona. Like Persona, you could literally put 100 hours in and get the bad ending of the game.
Yep.
But most people figure it out. But we hear this a lot. We hear this. Lou and I are diving into the Mass Effect trilogy as we speak right now for you guys, and for the most part, I do feel like our choices are mattering right now. Anyway, like for the moment, anyway. I'm sure we'll find out more significantly when we get to 2 and 3 what some of our choices matter, which is very
Yeah.
cool. And then Lou brought up a great point of Dragon Quest 3 HD remake. 1988 made. They're called Dragon Warrior in Japan, so I'm glad to see the series get some love here now. People love Dragon Quest. We missed out on a lot of them. We're starting to get them. It's going to be on all consoles specifically. I don't know the price or the pinpoint. These are very new. These were just announcements. Literally, the trailer was like 10 seconds, and you just see, for Dragon Quest 12, you just see the logo. And for Dragon
Yeah.
Quest 3, you actually got to see a little bit of gameplay, which is really cool. It looks really, really like Octopath Traveler, if any of you guys played that on Nintendo Switch or Xbox Game Pass. But Dragon Quest, we're getting more. It's freaking awesome. JRPGs are making a strong comeback, thanks to Square Enix and Atlas and some others. Falcom, like I said, we're getting a new Legend of Heroes game, which is gonna be awesome. It's really cool. It's cool to see these things, be announced and stuff. Let's talk about a game that kind of disappeared for a long time, right? And reappeared and got a release date. Dying Light 2. What'd you think of that gameplay trailer, Lou?
I thought it was very interesting. Um, it seems like they're kind of going away a little bit from what the first game's perspective was. I vaguely remember the story of the first game, but I do remember bits and pieces of it.
I
And
thought the story was okay in the first game. I didn't play a lot of it. I just checked it out and played a little bit. But go ahead, continue, my friend.
yeah, the story. I thought the story was done well for the first game, especially the ending.
Mm.
Um, but this seems like it's going to be that this story is taking place after what happened there. It's gonna without spoiling it, it's gonna be very interesting to see how they're gonna carry over. It seems a lot like Dying Light, the original one, to be
Yeah,
quite honest. But you know what? A lot of people love the first one, and they don't really mind that they haven't really changed much. But maybe more parkourness and choices of allegiance and stuff like that. That's kind of what they've changed. But we'll
it
we'll see how it
it
goes.
looked very
Uh,
smooth to me. I mean, it was a seven
it
minute meaty chunk of gameplay, so they showed and explained a lot.
yeah.
Lou brought up a lot of great points. There's going to be over 1,000+ parkour animations, and that's what people loved about the first game: the free roaming ability. Um, of just running around. I remember the first game being pretty smooth, but a little jank at some places. Obviously, that's probably because of PS4 and Xbox One at the time. I know PC could probably run it at a higher frame rate and fidelity. But this game is up there for a lot of people as one of the best zombie games. People love these. And it's an interesting take on zombies because they get more aggressive at night and more violent and they can mutate and stuff like that. So they're not traditional zombies. Another thing I really stood out to me is that the melee combat looked a lot smoother. Looked really smooth when he had the sword or machete or whatever it was. And he was hacking up the zombies. That looked pretty cool to me. It looked very smooth. It didn't seem like a, typical thing. It was very smooth and it was very precise and it looked awesome. It looked really good. They also explained that when these hordes leave these basement areas and stuff, you can go explore. And there's something tied to the story. I think you get infected or something. I don't
That's
remember.
basically what happened in the first one.
Oh, okay. So you have to constantly take medicine or something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And without spoiling it, yes, you basically get infected in the first one, and you have very little time remaining. So
Okay. So this theme's carrying over with two. And
yes,
they explained a lot about just the movement, how it could be really dangerous to be out at night, but also really safe to explore these areas, these basements to get these medicines that you need. And they brought up, were there factions in the first game?
um, there were, but they weren't like this though.
Yeah, they
Like
seem
this is
like
different. This is different where you have to pick an allegiance,
yeah.
and it's kind of more going towards you pick an allegiance. I think there's four that they showed in the trailer. I don't remember what four they were or three.
I don't remember
Um,
the names either, but they seem very specific. Like you could potentially go the safer route, the more dangerous route. They're gonna force you to make some interesting decisions, which I like. That the fact that
yeah,
they're leaning towards this faction thing. We'll see how that goes. I don't know how it's gonna be for you platinum trophy hunters out there. I don't know if you gotta beat the game like 4 times and max out all allegiances. I don't know if you could switch either. They made it seem like once you picked, you're kind of stuck with that. At least from that 7-minute gameplay video we watched. That you're kind of stuck with that faction. Whatever you picked, you're kind of there. I don't know if you can get out, get into another faction. I don't know if the story takes you there. But I was very impressed with this game. The people who have been waiting for this game for a long time. It was in development hell, literally for a while because of studios and publishing rights and stuff like that. I believe this game was announced like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah. It was, and I'm not really sure what actually happened. To be quite honest. uh, uh, like why it seemed like the game was going to be canceled. It seemed like the game was not coming,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden, boom, it's coming. Here's a release date. Here's everything you need to know. So it's going to be very exciting for those people that
Yeah.
that really want to keep playing
I saw a
and
huge
enjoying the experience.
huge wave of
Huh?
people. I saw a huge wave of people rejoice. Like they were so excited. And then when you texted
Yeah.
me that this had a release date, I was like, "No way, dude! Like no way! Like well, everything you just discussed. There was like this game was on the verge of not existing anymore, and now it's like it has release date of December 12th, which is awesome. And it's cool to see that. Shout out and congrats to that studio. They got their I think it's Deep Silver, or Deep Silver's publishing it. Somebody's publishing it. Shout out to them. Shout out to the studio for getting this done. Not easy, going through a lot of adversity, but getting the game done, and it looks really damn good. This game's gonna run really, really well on a PS5 and Series X. I don't know about the 4 or Xbox One. Yeah, Xbox One. But I
I
think
think
this is still labeled a PS4 game, if I'm correct, right?
I think it is coming out for what is it, previous gen now or current gen? What do we call it now?
Yeah.
Previous gen? So I
Last
think
gen, yeah, was previous gen, and now it's current gen.
yeah,
Okay, so
so
this is labeled a PS5 game. I think it was on the PS5 store. I sent those photos to you guys. I think it was.
yeah. But I don't know if it's coming out for PS4 and Xbox as well.
Okay.
So
So I might be wrong on that. Correct me down below then. It might not be a PS4 and Xbox One game. Shout out to Lou. He makes the big bucks. Makes the big bucks. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, it's 4-player co-op. And I remember, this is why a lot of people love, shout out to Angry Steve, me and Jake. They wanted me to play Dying Light with them, but I didn't have it. So, but 4-player co-op, people love that. They love the co-op in this game. Do you know how that actually works, Lou?
yes, it was part of a trophy actually. You
Oh,
had to play with four people, and you go into their world and you do their stuff, sort of like what you've been doing in
Code Vein.
gosh, what's the name?
Code
Yeah,
Vein.
COVID.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yes, yeah. So you can, if I remember correctly, when you go back into your world, I think the main story stuff counts, but I don't remember if the side stuff counts.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Well,
so you could do the main stuff together. I remember doing it with my cousin, but the side stuff I think you have to kind of do on your own.
okay.
So if I remember correctly, but in order to, you can have four people because I played with three, and I had to look for a fourth to get this trophy where you had to complete five missions with four people. So
Oh, okay.
yes, so it is very exciting. During the day, the zombies or the infected are not as aggressive, but you know they can't. But at night, they're very aggressive, which is why it's very important to be surrounded by light and basically sleep through the night. And if you go out at night, there will be a whole bunch of different type of uh,
Mutations.
affected,
Yeah.
yeah, everywhere. And it seems like in this one they have mutated into newer and bigger beings. So it's going to be very
They
interesting.
look pretty cool. I liked this was a very good trailer because it explained everything and it gave you the release date, which a lot of people wanted. Which
Yeah,
we'll talk about another game later on that a lot of people wanted a release date and didn't get it yet. But I like what that company is doing. Let's go into Far Cry 6, man. This game was originally supposed to be out in February. Pretty much all the Ubisoft games got pushed back this year. I think they have an E3 show, right? Still?
I think so. Yes.
Okay. They have a. I'm pretty sure they're usually one of the biggest at E3, even though a lot of people overlook the show, because of the Just Dance games and stuff, because they always do that Just Dance performance, usually either to open the show or midway through the show. So people get tired of that, but that game makes a lot of money for them, so they go all out for that. I always find
Yeah.
Ubisoft shows not super amazing, but fun enough where I'm not super bored. Like they have some interest. At least they try. I feel like they're one of the big developers, big three like Activision and EA and stuff. Um, that actually really tries. They try to do unique ideas and unique things and see what sticks at the wall. It doesn't always work out for them, but I like. But Far Cry seems just to be, for me, that game that I just really love from Ubisoft. It's like my Assassin's Creed. I know a lot of you love the Assassin's Creed franchise. I really love 2 and 4. Those were my 2 favorite Assassin's Creed. I played some of the others. I haven't played Valhalla yet. I heard Valhalla was really good. I also heard Odyssey and Origins was really, really good. A lot of people really like those ones, but I haven't played those ones yet. Really, really just Far Cry is my Assassin's Creed where I kind of tune everything out, don't really care about the story, but just enjoy the hell out of the game. And this one, they definitely seem like they're taking the story much more seriously with getting Giancarlo Stan. I said Stan, right? But Giancarlo Espinosa, the baddest man on the planet. He always plays villain. He plays villains so good. He just has such a great way. For such a nice guy, he plays the villain really, really well. But they got him, and then you actually get to see your character, whether it's male or female. You actually get to see them instead of the first-person angle where they're always up in your face. And I remember the Seed family, very very reminiscent of Resident Evil, but Resident Evil 7 anyway. With the Baker family, where they're kind of, it's a more intimate experience. They're all up in your face, and I could tell you the same thing with Resident Evil 8 as I'm playing it. With all the vampire ladies and 9-foot vampire. It's very intimate. Like the werewolves are roaring in your face all the time. So it's interesting to see they pull that back a little bit and go more third person. You actually have a character to identify as a little bit, which is interesting. But you said you were very unimpressed, or you weren't. I shouldn't say unimpressed. You just were not feeling it.
Yeah, I think Giancarlo is going to be a great villain in the game.
Yes.
But I was just not feeling it from the trailer.
Yeah.
To be quite honest. Like, I was just not feeling the game whatsoever. I'm most likely going to buy it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I felt different with 5. Like, with 5, I thought, man, I really want to play it. There's just something that just didn't click with me.
Did you play 5, by the way?
No, I never got a chance to.
JJ
I should
and
go
I
play
platinum
5.
it, and it was really fun, but it was more Far Cry. I think the best Far Cry story was 3. I think 3 was really excellent. Voz was just commanded. And then you find out, slight spoilers for a game that's like 10 years old now. Far Cry 3, the twist in it is that Voz, there's like somebody above him, but Voz, everybody remembers Voz from 3. Like, that was the guy. Troy Baker did an excellent job as Pagan Man in 4, but again, you don't see Pagan Man that much. The Seed family, I think they did a lot better with. You do feel Joseph Seed around a lot more in 5, and 5 is pretty crazy. They go pretty all out, and then there's an interesting twist of Joseph Seed being the villain, and then New Dawn, which is a direct continuation. But it's more post-apocalyptic. You see Seed again, but he's more of a ally, which is really interesting. It was a really interesting twist. It was really cool in Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn. JJ and I played in both those games. And you see New Dawn inspired in this game a little bit, too, with the weaponry. Because a lot of the weaponry is junk parts that you put together, and, they showed the Macarena disc laser disc shot thing. That was from Far Cry New Dawn. It didn't have music, but New Dawn took a more post-apocalyptic approach, and you didn't have your traditional guns, so you had to actually have to make your own parts and stuff. And they went full out with this, because I think this takes place in Cuba, correct? Right? Am I right on that? I think it's Cuba.
Yes.
And they definitely seem to. Far Cry usually has a theme. Like Far Cry 3 was the island itself, so beaches and very sunny nature. Far Cry 4 was like the mountains, the Himalayas. Far Cry 5 was Montana. very foresty. Not much. Lakes and stuff. Not much cities and stuff. This one seems to be adding all three together. You got the beach area. You got the actual city life that you can go into, which seems to be highly dangerous. They recommend you don't do that, or one of the characters recommended that you don't do that. They have the foresty area, so it seems like they're combining all of that. Is that any alluring to you at all?
Yeah, yeah, that is. It seems different. So that stuff, the story just didn't click with me too well. I
Yes.
think the
Yeah.
scenery and everything. It might be one of those things where once I play it, I'll probably enjoy it.
Yes.
So,
It's also how they use
but
Giancarlo, though. We'll find out. Is he going to be another pagan man, or you know? What up,
well, that's the
Savage?
thing. Well, what's that's the thing though is that I watched him in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and if they can use him to that potential, but in that world,
Yes.
I think he'll be a great villain. Um,
I like the cutscene in the trailer where they ask him, "Are you worried about the gorillas or whatever?" And he just
yeah,
smiles. It's just so beautiful. Like it's just an awesome. Oh, I don't know why, but he just plays a damn good villain. Like he's just good. He's just an excellent um, character, and he's a pretty high priced name. So Ubisoft probably rolled out the dough, and he probably didn't even know this was a video game for a while. He was probably like, "What? We're making a video game?"
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
where a lot of actors don't. A lot of actors think they're getting a movie role, right? And then they find out it's a video game, kind of like Christopher Judge with Kratos. He didn't want to take that role. He's like, "Oh, it's a
Yeah.
video game," and then his son and his agent like, "Dude, take the gig, take the gig," and he did, and end up, obviously, put him more in Starlight in that game as because a lot of people really love God of War. We're talking about Far Cry 6 right now, Savage. What did you think of the weaponry at all? It seems like you can make like a missile launcher on your back and stuff like that. Like, what'd you think
I
of
thought
some of the tools at your trade?
I thought that was cool and very creative. I didn't, like I said, I didn't play five or four, so I
Five
don't
didn't
know
have that.
how
Five did not
far.
have that zaniness to it. This seems like this is gonna have a lot of zaniness, which I kind of like. It reminds me of Saints Row the Third a little bit.
Hmm.
With like some of the weapons seem very zany, and I kind of like that. It seems like they're taking liberties with that, like because I don't think you can actually have a rocket launcher on your back and shoot 100 rockets and not hurt yourself. But that's what that's what
Yeah,
they're kind of going with. They're kind of taking liberties with it a little bit, and obviously the joke with the Macarena disc shooting gun again, where it's playing the song while you're shooting people. It's I kind of like that. I kind of like that they're mixing a little both of the serious nature of this story that you're trying to stop this uprising, and then going to lighthearted stuff a little bit, not being too dark. I think that's what was the problem for Last of Us Part Two for a lot of people. That there was like that story was just too damn dark. For a lot of people, there was like no happy ending or resolution. Where this seems like even how crazy it is and how absurd it is that you're going to be a one man army, which you always tend to be in these Far Cry games. That is just fun overall, and you're just having a good time. But
yeah,
I was really impressed. The animal companions seem like they're back. It seems like you're gonna be able to use the gator, which he has a Hawaiian shirt and hat on, I think, and then the little puppy dog with the wheels. I don't know his name,
yep,
but it seems like we're gonna have animal companions. In 5, we had a cougar and we had a bear named Cheeseburger, which was really funny. Um, so it's interesting to see how they are gonna extend. Are we gonna have more companions again in this one? Because 5 really did that a lot, where you had a lot of different companions you could use. You could use like the sniper friend. You could use, this guy that's a bomb specialist. This guy's good at fast traveling for you. Like he could pick you up and take you where you want to go. So it'll be interesting if they're gonna do that again. They seem like they are, at least with the animal companions. I don't know. Maybe they keep you solo. Would you like to see that?
yeah, yeah. I would definitely like to see that the animal companions. That sounds. I like the gator. I thought the gator was awesome, and the
Yeah, the
little dog
gator
was
was super
cute.
cool.
Yeah, I thought that was like really awesome. But yeah, I definitely would like to see that. Um, and see what they do for you, I guess. So, cheeseburger sounds wild, at least.
He was pretty damn useful.
So,
He was a tank in that game, having a giant
yeah.
grizzly bear on your side. Do you remember the
So he
release
was like
date?
your
Was this
Reinhardt.
November or October? I think it was October, right?
Um,
JJ sent it in the chat. I don't remember
I
what
think
it
it was
was.
like September something, right?
Was
Was it
it
like
September?
September? Yeah, I thought it was like September.
I thought it was October. Let me double check, chat.
You might be right.
Let
You
me
might
double
be
check.
right, but
Let me double check. But for me, I've been looking for this game for a while. JJ actually seems pretty excited about it too.
yeah, I want to go back. I want to go play five.
October
And
7th. October 7th.
okay, so
Which is going to be good. You want to go back and play 5 and some of the other ones? I know JJ wanted to play 4, but he never got around to it.
yeah, def- definitely want to do. Definitely want to do five. I bought it, so one of these days I'll get to it. I'm still in Mass Effect and MLB, so
Yeah. We're in a good groove right now in video games. Like we know you guys want to see some of the spoiler casts and stuff. Promise you, I'm trying to get through all that stuff as fast as possible. We're just be patient with us. We're gonna get through them. But we're in the moment right now where there's a lot of games coming out, and we're playing a lot of different games now. Where Far Cry 6, I wish this actually did come out because this was a perfect February game. Because January and February were a little slow. Even for
yeah.
us PS5 users, we were still playing a lot of PS4 games and stuff. So Far Cry 6 would have been really fun right at that moment. So it'd be interesting to see what else is October slated right now. If that's a good date for them or not. We'll see. Obviously, it's
I'm
it's, it's a Far Cry game. They're gonna make a shit ton of money anyway. But go ahead.
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of games that come out this year.
What
Like
up,
we're
Shannon?
gonna be jam packed with games.
Yeah, and we're already
So
feeling it already. And now we got Ratchet coming out next week. I think it's next week. It's like it's 2 days before E3. I think it's June
yeah,
10th. So we're getting Ratchet and Clank. Plus, if you are a big Ninja Gaiden fan, you have the Master Collection. Plus Scarlet Nexus next month too, which that demo was freaking awesome. I had a lot of fun with that game. But we're starting to feel it. I'm very excited for Far Cry 6. You guys tell us down below. Lou has his worries about the story. I kind of tuned out Far Cry story years ago. And I'm just ready to blow shit. It's just that type of game for me where I'm just ready to run around with JJ or Lou and just blow shit up and just have a good time. Not really care too much. But I hope they make me care, though. I hope Giancarlo and I hope the whoever you choose, the male or female performance, I hope they give it their all. And I hope Ubisoft the game director puts them in a good light to make us care. I don't want to just be, I'm going to tune it out and just be, but that's just kind of my thinking right now. Far Cry 6. Let's talk about Sonic 30th anniversary. There was a lot. I mean, we're having a lot of anniversaries lately. I think it's Zelda's 35th anniversary this year too, I think, right?
yep.
A lot of, Lou's probably hit the nail on the head. I think we're going to be overstuffed. There's even rumors about the Switchy Pro coming out September. And, man, if that's happening, man, goodbye wallet, dude. Goodbye wallet. Because your boy would definitely jump on a 4K Switch 100%. But let's talk about Sonic 30th anniversary. In their stream, they announced 3 games. They announced, let's talk about the first one, Sonic Colors Remastered. This was a Wii game. I think a lot of people forgot that this was a Wii game. It was one of the best side-scrolling Wii Sonic games back in the day. Because, the Sonic team has not had a lot of heavy hitters, we should say, with Sonic games, obviously. They've done a lot of crazy things. They've done the Were-Hedgehog thing. They did a lot of different Wii games like Sonic and the Black Knight, which it was Sonic in a medieval time, but you're not really Sonic. You're like a different. It's like, okay, whatever. It's whatever. They just throw another team that just kind of throws shit in the wall. Sonic Forces was kind of a disappointment for a lot of people because they went with a super dark, aggressive story, and then you just play as this doofy little avatar character a little bit, like goofy, silly avatar character that you can make, and you can put like a sideways hat on them and stuff. And I think that's just the wrong stuff, people. It's not awful. Like, we got it free on PlayStation Plus. JJ Platinum it. I played a good chunk of it and had fun with the game. Far Cry 6 looks amazing, Shannon. Yeah, I think so too. It's going to be fun. But it was, until Sonic Mania, which wasn't made by the Sonic team, it was made by fans, right? And then the Sonic team published it or whatever. Sega published it. And a lot of people love Sonic Mania. But I want to give the team a lot of credit for this one because this game was actually really fun. Sonic Colors was really fun. Opening song is cheesy, but really fun. Really fun opening song. But plus, this is not a normal remaster. Like, they completely reworked the like, this game looks like a modern PS4, PS5 game. To a degree. I'm not going to say this is like pushing PS5 technology, but man, it looked really good, though. What do you think, Lou?
It did look good. I definitely want to cop that. It looks really good. Get a nice little keychain if you pre-order the physical copy.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks so cool, too.
Yeah.
And I guess they're going to give us a Sonic skin from the movie, too, if you pre-order it, which is interesting. I wonder how the hell that's going to look. It's going to look a little interesting. Not a bad movie, though, for, like, the half of it I watched.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie.
Sonic Colors, man. I have a lot of memories. Shout out to my little cousin Jack, JJ's little bro, when he had his Wii when he was a young fella, and I played a lot of it at his house. My uncle's house, and had a lot of fun playing that game. I'm like, man, Sonic Colors is really good game. But could have probably got lost on the Wii because a lot of people didn't play it. So it's cool that they took the time to remaster this. I don't remember even hearing any rumors about this. So that Sonic Colors, I think it's only $40. That's the right price point. Crash 4, right price point.
Yeah,
not too expensive. Right in the sweet spot for remaster. Awesome game. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest Sonic. I don't want to overhype it. It's not the greatest Sonic game of all time, but it's a fun one. It's a real fun one.
Yeah.
It's a real fun one. And then they announced a new Sonic Origins collection that has Sonic 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, and CD. The significance about this one, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but did you know Sonic 3, some of the music in Sonic 3 was made by Michael Jackson?
For real?
For real,
I didn't know that.
100% real, yes. So they've been having a hard time legal battle-wise to get the rights to use the music on some of these, if you guys remember some of these Sonic collections, Sonic Mega Collection on GameCube and PS2, sometimes Sonic 3 might not be there, or they will edit the music, which a lot of you are just pretty amazing at that. I didn't even notice when I was young and playing my GameCube that they would actually change the Sonic 3 music, but that's the reason for it. I don't know if it's been confirmed, so don't quote me on this. I'm not trying to hide, but I think there's a possibility they actually got a deal worked out and they're able to actually use the original Sonic 3 music that Michael Jackson made for the game. So that's huge if that's new. I don't know the release date. They didn't say a release date or price point, did they, Lou? I don't remember seeing that.
No, I don't remember seeing that either. I don't think so.
Yeah.
So I didn't. Yeah. So I don't particularly remember that. But,
so you had to be.
That would be awesome. We need to actually look into that and see if that's actually if they've actually settled that. So
yes,
that would be pretty cool.
Are you you had to be either really, really young or not a chance to play? Have you played any of these? Would you dive into going retro again and playing some of these Sonic Origins games?
Yeah, absolutely, I would. I played a couple of Sonic games when I was younger. Unfortunately, when I was younger, I couldn't afford a lot of games, so I just had to get what was given to me.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I actually really I'm excited for it. That's partly the reason that I'm a big fan of remakes and remasters because there's a lot of games that when I was younger I missed out on.
Yeah,
So now I have the opportunity, now that I'm older, to actually play them, enjoy them. So you know,
I I'm very. It's always exciting to see. Or I wonder if they're gonna have any goodies or hidden gems in here that we can unlock. Because that's what I loved about the Sonic Mega Collection. They had a lot of hidden games that you can unlock from the Sega catalog, which was really cool, really really fun. Sonic 3, I know a lot of people love Sonic 2. That's their favorite Sonic game of all time. Sonic 3 has always been my favorite Sonic game, and I love that game. I remember I still have the disc for this too, even though this laptop that I'm using here, this gaming laptop I use, does not use disc. It's not disc at all. It's all digital. But I have the disc for the PC version of Sonic 3, and I played the hell out of it in my old computer back in the day when I was like 10, 12. Like I remember buying it for $10 at Walmart. I'm like, oh shit, Sonic 3, and I just played the hell out of it. But again, I did not notice that they altered the music. So a lot of you super sleuths out there, pat yourself on the back. Very cool, very interesting, very very interesting, very cool. And then they leave us with a teaser for a new Sonic game coming out 2022 by the Sonic team. The name might have leaked, called Sonic Rangers, but there's not much to explain. Is there any hopes you have for this game at all, though? I mean, we didn't see anything about it, but
I assumed that was a racing game. So that's what I thought it was going to be. Was it not? Is it
no,
going to be?
it was a hype. It was to hype up the speed of Sonic, of him running through that. And I think the forest stuff. For me, the hopes and dreams of, I can show you right here. I put countless effing hours into Sonic Adventure 2. I hope it's Sonic Adventure 3, man. Or something reminiscent of that. Of Sonic Adventure 3. It looks like they put a lot of money into it. The production value of terms of the CGI looked incredible, you know. But again, CGI trailers don't do it. It was 20 seconds. I love that Lou thought it was a racing game. That was great. And
that's what I thought.
All those Sega Sonic executives were like, "No, it's not what we didn't want them to think that." Bring back the Chow Garden, please. Bring back the Chow Garden. I still play this game to this day. I still have my GameCube hooked up right there. Still, bring back the Chow Garden. Have it Sonic Adventure 3. What would you want? What's the perfect Sonic game for you, though, Lou? What would you want from this?
I think an Adventures 3 would be cool. Yeah, that's what I would want from it. And all honesty, when I looked at the trailer, I was like, oh boy, don't tell me it's another racing game. So,
Sonic R2! Oh, Sonic Racing 2. I mean, nobody. I fucking like only knew like one person who had like a Sega Saturn. It was like my dad's friend. Nobody else I knew had a Sega Saturn and Sonic R. But Sonic Spinball on that thing was awesome. That was a really fun game. But let us know down below, what do you want Sonic Ranger to be? You know, or Sonic Rangers, which is interesting, which makes it seem like there's going to be a lot more people in it, like Tails, Knuckles, you know. Random new insert character that they made for this game. You know. But hopefully it's awesome. I know a lot of you, we've been waiting for a Sonic game for a while now because, you know, pandemic and, you know, they seem like they want to take it more seriously a little bit. Which is cool. Sonic 30th anniversary. Little bit of a shorter pod today, but we're going to end it out. Save the best for last, at least in my opinion right now. Because I was blown away. You guys saw my live reaction to this. Horizon Forbidden West. We had a state of play that same day with the Dragon Quest news, the Dying Light news, and this all pretty much happened on Thursday. And, what was it? The Sonic 30th anniversary stuff, where they announced 3 games there. So there was like 12 games like announced that day. And then we got some new Far Cry 6 footage the next day. But for Horizon Forbidden West, I mentioned earlier a lot of people were disappointed they did not have a release date. Think it's coming soon. Lou and I were talking about it off camera. Most likely. Sony's been really smart with their IPs. They don't really lately, ever since I think God of War, or Horizon 1 really, they don't release the release date until they know for sure it can hit that. Otherwise, you have another Days Gone situation where it gets pushed back like 5 times, and then, which is not a good pushback. When you get pushed back a lot like that, it can be scary. The one time I remember they did do that was Uncharted 4, but it ended up being great. That game ended up being like phenomenal, and we're finding out that game is probably going to have some legs on PC. Like Uncharted 4 is going to be on PC, which is really interesting. Interesting they wouldn't do the collection first. They just go right to 4, but. Horizon Forbidden West. Wow, I was blown away by this gameplay. About 14 minutes of it. Obviously, cinematics. This was a cut sample size of the game. The game probably won't play like this. Obviously, when game developers do this, they call like a window. Like a linear window where they it's not exactly the term they use. I forgot what Mark Cerny actually referred it to. But they kind of do, kind of like what they did with God of War when they first revealed it on E3 2016, where they have a slice of gameplay they show you. And obviously it's sculpted to show how cool the game is and what features and stuff. But man, I was blown away by this. How about you, Lou? Were you excited to see Horizon Forbidden West?
Man, when I first when I was driving, I was actually driving. I totally forgot about that. It was at 5.
Yeah,
I actually pulled over to watch
wow.
the gameplay. Yeah, and I thought it was very good. It looks very next gen. Everything about that game, I really liked the underwater sequence and whatchamacallit, the new type of machines that they're gonna be and people riding machines. So I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited for the overall story, and it seems like it's gonna be a very big map. I don't know if you got that indication at the end.
I felt that too. I felt like this game's gonna be fucking huge, man. Like too big. Like I almost feel like it's gonna be one of those games. And we talked a lot about Ghost of Tsushima on here, but it's gonna be one of those games that you're just gonna sit and just look at it because it's so damn pretty. Like,
yep.
I am blown away by the colors in this because Horizon 1 was a beautiful game, and it had some good colors in it, but not like this, man. This is very... Like, this particular area they showed us of San Francisco was more beach, coast. The underwater had life to it. They had beautiful plants and wildlife. The fauna looks really good. The plant life, the colors pop, sparkle on this game. Like, the particle effects, too. Like, obviously, this was a crappy compressed stream they showed us. This is obviously going to look way better on your TV, but damn, I was hella impressed at how good this game looked. I mean, just how the weaponry was used, how she has the glider. I know the Breath of the Wild comparisons are going to be thrown in through the roof, but I think you got to let it go. I mean, it's a nice idea. Why not steal it? Why not?
I mean, throughout the whole video, though, people were shouting out Uncharted, Breath of the Wild, like,
yes,
the whole thing, and I just thought it was, very, very well done. Like how they showed the different ways of combat and the combat versus the elephant. How you took up one of those parts and you can use the gun against the elephant.
Okay, elephants are different. It's a mammoth.
Is it a mammoth? I mean, it had a trunk.
Yeah, I know. I'm messing with you. It was a mammoth, but I'm just trolling you. I'm just being that guy.
Of course, you got to be the autocorrect there.
Yeah, the autocorrect guy. Yeah, but yeah, like like I'm glad you brought Uncharted because I got that vibe a little bit too with the plane being covered in grass. They showed it
Yeah.
for like 5 seconds. Like there's this abandoned plane covered in just grass, and I don't think they'll do it, but it'd be funny if they like if you could walk in that plane and there's like a
Mm-hmm.
journal from Nathan Drake or something. I don't think they'll do that, but it'd be funny. It'd be so cool. It'd be hilarious. If they kind of did like a funny little Easter egg like that, because the Sony studios really love each other. Like they, every time a new game comes out, they're always tweeting support for each other and stuff. And they do like a new illustration and stuff like that. They show a lot of love to each other. You can tell they feel like family. And I think that's a good thing Sony has done. They built these studios to be like family, and that's why I think the quality of these games are going through the roof because these studios are pushing each other because they want to outdo one another. But man, I was impressed with what you brought up, like the mammoth fight where the mammoth instantly, I think it's called a jabbertusk, instantly killed the velociraptor you just brainwashed or took overridden, and you were riding
Yeah.
on it, like instantly dead, and his like feet are in the air. It's hilarious. He's like hella dead. The new weaponry, the slingshot with the goo, using the sling, the sling, not slingshot. What's it called? Like the hook shot type thing they had. That was cool. Like Ayla has hella hoops. Like these Sony protagonists are really funny, man, because they are just like the most athletic creatures on the planet. Nathan Drake's making ridiculous jumps and stuff, but it's a video game. You gotta have fun. Like who cares, right? At the end of the day, but I know there's like some purists they always bring like Nathan Drake can't make that. It's like it's a game, dude. Like it's the whole point. You don't want him to die. You want to just have fun. Right? So what
Nathan
if you
Drake would have
jumped off
died a lot
so
in
what if you
two.
jumped off the plane into sand? Like whatever. But I was
Uh,
hella impressed. The underwater looked really good. The wildlife looked really good. The new tools like the glider, the graphics were I preach on here that I'm not a graphics whore, but damn, when you see them and graphics are shout out to my old boss Donovan, love you very much. He was a big graphics whore. That was the number one thing he always looked at is graphics. He loves graphics, and graphics are hugely important. I will definitely not downplay. But for me, I'd rather have a great story and great gameplay over the graphics. But man, the Sony exclusives, when they come to graphic fidelity, I am blown away. I'm sure they're going to have a performance mode. Because I know this was running at 30 frames, and I know a lot of people have a problem with that. I guarantee they'll have a 4K 60 mode, I bet, for the launch of this game. If not, soon after, right?
yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of people were complaining about that.
Yeah.
I was actually just going to ask you, like, did they actually say if this was if that would be fixed? Did they actually address that? Because I know for me, I didn't care, but I know a
Yeah.
lot of people were really upset with the 30 frames.
Yeah,
Like they were really upset
I
with
saw
it.
that too, and I'm like, gee, like it's 30 frames are fine. Like I don't things locked at 30 frames are excellent. You know why? Because we played a bunch of them already. Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us,
Yep.
all the Uncharted's, Horizon One, Spider-Man, both Spider-Man. The reason why I think it's a 99.9% possibility is because of Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man remastered for PS5. Day one they had a 4K 30, but like a couple weeks after they had a 4K 60, and then they had a 4K 60 ray tracing as well. So
Yeah.
guarantee this. They didn't say anything yet because obviously I think they're gonna wait till launch and stuff. But I don't have them on Twitter, so I'm assuming they might have answered that on Guerrilla Games Twitter. Go check them
Yeah.
out. Go follow them. I'm sure. I just feel like the PS5's too strong, too good not to have most of these exclusives run at 4K 60. And what are we getting right now? Right, Last of Us Part 2 got a 4K 60 patch. God of War got one. Final Fantasy VII Remake is getting one with a upgrade with Final Fantasy VII Intergrade. Ghost of Tsushima probably will be next, right? Or did it get one already? Did Ghost get one already? I don't know. Let me
I'm
know in
not
the comments.
sure.
Let me know in the
I don't
comments down
know.
below. Let me know in the comments down below. I want to talk about that though, because a lot of people are concerned about this too. Is the PS4 holding this game back? Is it going to be a huge downgrade if you get the PS4 version of this game? Is this the reason why maybe the PS5 one is locked at 30 frames right now? What do you think, Lou?
I mean, it could be. In the past, it was definitely something to worry about, right? I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think they're really going to separate the differences between PS4 and PS5. But I know that that's a common concern, and it should be a concern because you don't want
To be held back.
yeah, you don't want to be held back. But and I can understand the other side of it for those that still can't get a PS5
Yes.
with how the circumstances are today. It is important to um, get them something to play. So you can't forget about them.
Yes. 100
So,
million plus to over like 12 to 15 maybe now? PS5s?
yeah.
Probably around
Well,
12 probably.
think about how many PS4s they've sold.
Yeah.
So you
100
can't just
like
admit to the
125
PS.
million. I actually
Yeah,
think that was a smart move, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think it was a smart move for them to do this PS4. This is definitely a system seller for PS5. I'm with you.
yeah,
I don't think it holds it back at all with this. It's too good. It looks too good. Obviously, the PS5 version is going to be the superior version. This theory kind of got broken with me already, with Miles Morales, because Lou and I played Miles Morales 4 times. We played the PS5 version twice, and we played the PS4 version twice, and it was night and day. The PS5 version was far better than
yeah.
not to discredit anybody that has a PS4 or doesn't have a PS5 yet, because that version doesn't suck. Like the Miles Morales PS4 version was very good, incredible. These games are still gonna look really good and awesome on PS4, but if you got a PS5, you're gonna fucking notice. I'll tell you that right off the rip. You will notice the difference, and that's what immediately screamed to me when I first saw this gameplay demo with Horizon was, man, this is a huge difference. This is like PS5 quality. This is like the power. And I don't know if you got that feeling with Returnal, but I got that feeling with Returnal and Demon Souls Remake was like, man, and Miles Morales. This is the power of the PS5 when I played those games.
When I played Miles, I really noticed it. When you see, I plan on getting both versions. So especially if they have two trophies lists, I plan on getting both versions of Horizon because I am the guy that wants to see and play both and see what the differences are. And I definitely felt that with Miles and Spider-Man because the moment that I played the PS4 version, it's good, but it runs for me. It runs better. It plays better on the 5.
Yes.
And
yeah.
And I felt a little sluggish on 4. Obviously the load times and what have you are gonna be there.
Yeah.
So
the train sequences and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So but it just felt it just felt very sluggish. I felt more of a Spider-Man in the PS5 version with how everything moved and etc. than I did in the PS4 version, and I think that's how we're gonna go with Horizon, and I think people are gonna notice that. So
I agree with you, but I felt a little different. I felt like a man spider. There's a difference. Man spiders are different.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. No, you make a lot of valid points, man. Because it was. I remember when because you and me first played Fidelity, 30 frames on Miles Morales on PS5, and we're like, man, this game looks really good. And then I switched it to 4K 60. I'm like, holy shit! And then I told you to do it, and you're like, dude, this is a completely different game. We're gonna get that feeling with Horizon. I think they'll have that mode, and it'll be interesting to see people get a chance to actually see this on the PS. This will sell PS5. I know it'll be hard to. They're hard to get, and I know a lot of you are trying, but don't give up. Keep trying. Keep persevering. Follow Wario64. The man. I don't know how that man ever sleeps. He must be a robot. I don't know how he gets all the info, but he'll get you hooked up on a PS5 if you follow him on Twitter. So make sure you have your noties on Twitter.
And the other thing too is also with how people are getting next gen consoles, friends are important, especially those that work in retail. So always try to find your way. Don't always just depend on Wario or Cheap A Gamer. So cheap ass
nice.
gamer.
I continue to be the only one that curses on the podcast.
Which is funny too, because if you heard me in a party, I'd be like I'm like a drunken sailor.
He is, yeah.
But I'm trying my best to not use those words as fluently as I do in a party. So, which is why sometimes you may hear me just kind of rephrase it or just stumble upon myself, because what I actually want to say, I can't say. So, well, not that I can't say, but I don't want to, get my buddy in trouble here. So
that's why you are a super best friend, and that's why you guys are the super best friends. We're gonna have a little fun to end it here. What is because a lot of people got upset. What is the release date for Horizon Forbidden West, Lou? You go first. I'm putting you on the spot. What are you thinking?
October.
Okay.
October.
I'm going to go September. I'm going to look at a Friday. September 18th.
Okay. What are some days in October? Because I have a theory on that.
2/9/16/23/30.
2/9
There's 5
16
weeks. 5 Saturdays.
Okay, so I'm gonna say October 16th.
You heard it first here on GG and Friends, baby.
We'll come back when release day comes out and see who was the closest. So.
Yes, we will, and we're gonna get you our E3 predictions this week. If not, the beginning of next week. I'll have some more videos for you this week if there's any other news and stuff. Streams should be back on as well, so follow my Twitch down below. Shout out to the super best friend Lou for Skip to my Lou for helping me out today. I hope you had a lot of fun on the pod. We talked about, I think, about 6 to 9 great games that got announced, and tell us what you guys and gals think down below. Smash the hell out of the like button. Comment down below. You guys want to see Horizon Forbidden West? Are you going to lean towards September, October, November? I think this game's coming out sooner than later. This game looked pretty good. Pretty good to go. I've been your fellow Strauss fan, the GG. That was Lou. We're outie.